Okay, let me start off this video by saying that I don't condone using, selling, or manufacturing drugs. That said, I like the idea of being a drug dealer. And it's not because I like drugs or I think drugs are good, but a drug dealer has something that no other business owner has. He has an endless stream of customers that want a product, and there's just not enough of that product in the market. No matter how much product you want to push into the market, no matter how much product you have, there will always be an endless stream of customers that want to buy. They crave your product, and the competition is usually selling a bad product, potentially even a toxic product that contains things that are bad for the customer, while you might have a superior product, or while you could have a superior product. And it always reminds me of a scene from this movie Layer Cake, an amazing movie.
There were villains locked away for 12 years for robbing a bank of 10 grand, doing time with drippy hippies who were doing 12 months for smuggling 2 million quid's worth of puff. I mean, work it out, mate. We're in the wrong fucking game. Recreational Drugs PLC, giving people what they want. Good times today, stupid tomorrow.
I want to share a story with you that I heard earlier this week. A story about a boy and his dog. The dog, unfortunately, is terribly ill. He can't even walk anymore. He's making weird noises all the time and he's just lying in his basket. So the boy takes the dog to the vet. The vet analyzes the dog, takes a look at it and examines it, and comes to the conclusion that the dog has a terrible illness. So he gives the boy some pills and tells the boy that either the dog takes those pills or he's going to pass away. So the boy does everything he can. He puts the pill inside a carrot, tries to feed it to the dog. Puts the pill inside a piece of cookie, tries to feed it to the dog. The dog eats the cookie but spits out the pill. The pill's just lying around full of the spit of the dog. So after trying everything he can, trying to put it in the dog's mouth, nothing works. So the boy goes to see his granny. He's completely distraught, sad and crying, and he's telling his grandmother about it. And his grandmother tells him, well, wrap the pill in ham and then feed it to the dog. So the boy, in a last-ditch attempt to feed the pill to the dog, because otherwise the dog is going to die, he goes, gets some ham, puts the pill in the ham and gives it to the dog. And who would have thought the dog eats the ham and the pill with it? And there's a happy ending. The dog recovers from the illness and is feeling good again. So the boy goes back to the grandmother and asks her, Granny, why did the dog eat the ham? And the grandmother tells him, well, sometimes you need to give people what they want in order to give them what they need. When we talk about drugs, it's very easy to see what people want. People want a certain emotion. They want to feel euphoric, happy, excited. They want to alleviate sadness, anxiety, pain. And in some cases, that might be justified. When you have an accident, you're in pain, it might make sense to take a painkiller. In other cases, you might be at a party and you might want to have a ton of fun. We've all done it in the past. Maybe you've snorted a line or taken a pill, and sure, do it once in a while. But in psychological terms, what's happening is you give your brain instant gratification, the instant feeling that the brain is craving. Psychologists found out that you can predict the success that a person will have in their life with high accuracy based on how good that person is at delaying gratification. They put children in a room with a table, and on the table they put a marshmallow. And they told the kid, hey, you can eat that marshmallow, but if you leave it on the table for 15 minutes, we'll bring you 2 marshmallows. So you could either have 1 right now or 2 in 15 minutes. And most of the kids, and let's leave out the fact that I personally hate marshmallows, I think they're disgusting, but let's assume you like marshmallows. Most of those kids went ahead and ate the 1 marshmallow rather than waiting for 15 minutes to eat 2 marshmallows. But the few kids that were able to delay gratification and wait for 2 marshmallows are more likely to be successful later in life. So having the ability to delay gratification, to wait for later, is a predictor of your success. And what that means is that if you don't have that ability, or you think that ability is not yet great, if you can improve that ability, you will increase your probability of success, your rate of success in life. Essentially, your ability to do something uncomfortable, painful, or something that scares you now for a potential reward in the future is the highest predictor of your success, or an extremely high predictor of your success. Where most people choose the positive emotion now, the drugs, the partying, sex, lying on the couch, watching Netflix, doom scrolling, most people will always pick that short-term emotion over the uncomfortable thing of doing the work, of going to the gym after work, right? Of working on the weekends. Most people don't want that stuff. So if you can get yourself to do these things, if you can be self-disciplined enough to do these things, you will be a lot more successful than most people around you, just through that simple fact of having the ability. Now, don't get me wrong, having this ability doesn't mean that you're doing it all the time. You might still choose to party once in a while. You might even be going to a rave and decide to do some drugs once in a while. But having the ability to generally delay gratification and be conscious about it is very close to having a superpower compared to most people. Now, why did I start all of this video by saying giving people what they want in order to give them what they need? Because that is where it's all at. Well, most people, yourself included, myself included, we usually don't want what we need. We want something that we crave because of the emotions it gives us, or because of the emotion that it's promising, but that might not be what we actually need. So if you're a great salesperson, if you're a great marketer, you are able to sell the person what they need by talking to what they want emotionally. So in the end, they end up getting what they need by buying what they want, right? An iPhone essentially mostly sells you through giving you status and making life easier for you, but it's also a great product. So you're sold on one thing, but what you get is another thing. I'll give you a more plastic example. Most people that want to get in shape, most people that I work with, they don't really feel the desire necessarily to train all the time. Training properly, eating properly is hard, even for someone who's enjoying it. If you have a busy life, it's tough. It's tough to eat clean. It's tough to stay on your diet, even if you allow yourself some loopholes here and there, even if you only do it 90% of the time, it still requires effort. It requires you to stay disciplined. It requires you to follow a plan, and not everyone wants to do it. In fact, most people don't enjoy doing it. Most people, even those of us that have been doing it for a long time, even those of us that are very consistent, don't enjoy doing it. So understanding that it's hard for everybody. It's not like one person is good at it and it's just inherently easy for them because they're more disciplined than other people. It's hard for everyone. Some people just want it and are willing to do the sacrifice that's necessary. So having the ability to understand that what you need is a program, is a discipline, is the putting in the work, focusing on your diet, whereas what you want is the outcome. The outcome might be sold to somebody else. Somebody else might tell you, hey, buy this little pill here, it will magically burn your fat. Or get this tool, put it on your abs, and it will create abs in 14 days. This is somebody that is appealing directly to what you want and is pretending to have a quick fix, similar to a drug. Whereas what you actually need is the shift in mindset, the change in discipline, the application of the knowledge when it comes to your nutrition, when it comes to your training. These are the things that you need. They might not be identical with what you want. So you gotta ask yourself, if you're not where you want to be, ask yourself what's been holding you back in the past. What belief has that been? Why do you not have the six-pack? Why are you not shredded yet? Because if you really want it, it's out there. You can get it. All you need to do is figure out how to eat properly. And of course, if you want, there's my link down below. Feel free to DM me. Feel free to apply to my program. But I'll tell you what you need to do right now. What you need to do is figure out your nutrition, learn how to train for aesthetics. And I've made a bunch of videos about this. I'm actually going to link one here. Learn how to train properly and then apply it in a consistent manner 90% of the time. It's not that hard, right? It's simple, it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. And on that note, I'm going to leave you for today. If you're still watching and are not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, just because this channel is still pretty small and I would really appreciate it. Would help me a lot. And other than that, I'll see you in my next video. Go out, be consistent, crush it, live up to your full potential. Don't waste your own time, don't waste your own potential.